Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. It's August, it's a new month, which means it's time to reevaluate all of the games on Wax and give you my personal top 10 games on Wax for the month of August 2022. Again, this is my personal opinion. Over the last 6 months, I've gone through 250, 300 white papers, tested hundreds of games, and coming out of those basically nonstop research, this is what I personally think are the best games on Wax as of right this second. So if you're looking for a new game, these are some games that you may want to take a look at. But I do have to say, throwing out the disclaimer, this is not financial advice. Please make sure you understand that I am not a financial advisor. I'm a YouTuber, a gamer, and I just like to have fun. So you need to do your own research and make sure it is best for your situation before you dive into any of these games, but use it as a guide, educational purposes, information only, and entertainment only. So let's go ahead and jump into it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cover the first two games that I'm going to cover are games that have not launched yet, but you should definitely keep an eye on. If you're looking for a game to get in on early, these may be the best options, but understand that they are not available for playing yet. All right, first is Apex Conquest. This one really was announced probably about 2 weeks ago, maybe. It comes from the same development team that brought to you Castles, the Metasource Castles game, which is extremely popular and extremely well done. And if you've watched my channel, you know that I do enjoy the Castles game. So the fact that they're bringing this out, it got my attention right away. It fills a gap. It uses other projects' currencies and tokens in its game to help give you another utility for the token. So I think it's a great opportunity for collaborations between projects. It's a bridge between projects, and it's got some pretty cool gameplay. Basically, you have a commander and you have an army, and you're going into that dark gate and you're attacking. And in my discussions with Josh, he is just like with the Castles project, they're looking at the long term of this. So it's a long-term approach to a game, something that you should definitely check out, Apex Conquest. Next is Music Mogul. This is one that's been very popular. Comes to you from Wax Studios, so it's another awesome development team, a proven development team. In addition to that, they had their first pack drop, which was the Pop Artists, and it sold out very quickly. At the time of the recording of this video, in 2 days from now, they're going to do the hip hop artist pack drop, which I think is going to sell out just as fast. And I'm sure, I don't know for certain, but I'm sure they're going to have some additional artist drops coming here in the future. So if you're not into this game, you still have the opportunity to get into this game. It has not launched yet. It has a good backing. If you like music at all, this may be your opportunity to become a music mogul and really develop an enterprise in the music industry, game-wise, of course. All right, now that we've gotten the two games that I think you should keep an eye on that haven't launched yet, let's really dive into the top 10. This is the top 10 for August. Has been some movement, yes, for good reasons and some iffy reasons, but we'll go ahead and dive into it. New to the list is Nova Pangea. This launched a few weeks ago and is a very interesting game. They have really two entry points. You have a choice of 7 different realms that you can go ahead and join. You can basically acquire lands, buildings, workers, and build up your own little empire and earn through that way. So there's with 2 entry points, you can either go the whale route by buying land and buildings and that way and basically renting them out to other people and producing that way, or you can go the low point entry route, which is getting one skilled worker and really working your way up. And the skilled workers, I think, are going to be very important down the road. So it's a good avenue there. But this is definitely a new addition, something to keep an eye on, something that a lot of people are hyped about. So I wanted to put it on number 10 on the list. Splinterlands has been on the list ever since I started this list. They are the OG of Wax gaming. them, Alien Wars, and those. But this continues to get huge popularity. It's branched into other blockchains. So wanted to go ahead and include it on the list. It's definitely something to check out, especially if you like card-based games. All right, number 8 on the list, and this will surprise some of you because it slid. This is slid. I think this was 5 on the list last week. I'm sorry, last month, and it slid all the way to 8. And the reason it has slid to 8 is because the gameplay is really paused. It's paused until PvP comes out, which could be the end of this month. So we could go the whole month, almost the whole month, without having any gameplay in Blockchain Brawlers. That is the reason it slid on my list. It almost slid off the list purely because of that. Having said that, the PvP looks awesome with this. So once that comes out, I have a sneaking suspicion in September this is going to jump back up higher into the list. So keep an eye out for that. The only reason it slid is because the gameplay is paused. Immersis. Immersis is number 7 on the list. They've done some updates to the game. This is, I believe, number 7 on the list last month too, so it is holding steady on the list. They did some updates. They are not revamping, but they're kind of honing in on the best balance for the gathering aspect of the game, which includes increasing the drop rate of NFTs, which has been my biggest struggle with the game. I love the gameplay, I love the interaction, but the lack of NFTs dropping has been a struggle. The fact that they have increased the drop rate is going to make it much more satisfying to play the game. So that's holding steady right now. If they continue to revamp and add different content to it, it's going to continue to stay on the list. But as of right now, boom, we got Immersis at number 7. At number 6, this is newly launched Waxel World. And I know some of you are going to say this should be higher on the list. I hate to jump new games that just launched up to the top 5 of the list, but I think in the future that this will move up even higher. It's great gameplay. Love the developer. Actually going to do a live stream with him in early September, and we'll talk about both the existing part of the game and just give you a heads up. They are launching an expansion in the future. Housing, basically, you can get your houses, you can design them the way you want. They just announced this yesterday, so you go over their Discord, you can check out the details. So an expansion is coming, which is great, and I've told you this a while ago when I did my initial gameplay review, quote unquote gameplay review, on Waxel World, that there is going to be expansions coming. If you just look at the whole map of the game, this is what you're seeing here. What the live game right here is just a small portion of it. So there's a lot of awesome things to come. What they've done with this initial phase of the game is really cool. They don't even have a token in game yet, so the only way you really earn from it is by selling NFTs. But it is a good balance of work and NFTs, and it's just a fun game. If you like ninjas, if you like the pixel art, this number 6 on the list is something that you should check out. All right, next on the list is number 5 is Million on Mars, also a staple for the list. This has slid back. This was 4 last month and is now number 5. They made some adjustments to it, mostly from a user interface. They've been adding content to it. That's why it is still on the top 5 of my list. Great strategy game. My only knock on it is that as far as some of the items that are for sale, the combinations that they do, they raise the price on a little bit, which hurts the beginners and hurts the lower, I don't want to say lower tier, but the lower entry point players, and really benefits those that are higher entry point. But that's the name of the game for NFT gaming. This is strong number 5 on the list. I really like the overall strategy of it. If you're into this game, you know how good of a game it is. So if you want something that has both a low entry point and a high entry point type of game that's a space related on Mars, check out this game. It's number 5 on the list. Number 4 on the list is Farming Tales, and some of you might be surprised by this, that this also dropped down a spot. This was number 3 last month, now is number 4. The only reason that it slid back is because of the delay with New Accessor. New Accessor is going to be huge for this game. So if you're looking for an established game to really get it in early before it explodes again, potentially explodes again, quote unquote, potentially, um, Farming Tales is something that you should definitely take a look at, because when new Waxer comes out, it's going to add a huge dynamic, a huge multiverse, huge collaborations, lots of stuff that's going to happen with this. I have a sneaking suspicion that if New Accessor lives up to its promise once it's launched, this Farming Tales is going to be a contender for the #1 slot on September, October lists. So keep an eye out for that. Definitely, if you like the farming, the harvesting style games, this is the best one on Wax and something you should take a deeper look into because right now is a good price point before New Accessor jumps out there. All right. #3 on the list is a brand new one, and this one completely surprised me when I tried it. Um, this one is one that people have been telling me about for some time, but I have not had the chance to play. I finally got the chance to play earlier this week. You saw a video actually yesterday that I posted on this game. It is Realm. This one is legit. This is one of the most complete games on Wax. Again, it took me completely by surprise. It is a resource management style game. It has strategy. It has missions that you go after. It has the building aspect. It has seasonal leaderboards and rewards to keep you interested over long periods of time. This is a legit game and something that has made it onto my regular rotation and that I'm excited by. It is also #3 on the list and is a contender for #1 or 2 on the list in future top 10 lists. So check out this game. Um, it's if you like resource management style games, this is definitely one that you're going to want to take a deeper look at. So Realm is currently in season 3. Season 3 will go on for probably about another 7 weeks. A lot of fun to play. I've been playing it for a little bit now, and you can see I'm still in the early stages. I'm hoping today to go ahead and expand to Asia, but something you should definitely check out. I also found out recently that they have one of the few iOS approved apps out there where you can play the game instead of trying to get it through a browser on your phone. They have an app that looks very, very, very much like the PC version of it. So that's another bonus for that. Speaking of iOS approved items, #2 is Taco again. It's Taco was #2 for the last couple months. It continues to hold on to Taco, hold on to #2 because this is more. This is more than just a game. This is a utility. This is a gaming platform. This is a games. It has games itself, and it has games coming out there. So there's a lot going on with Taco. Lots of great collabs in there. I've said a lot about Taco, so I don't want to push too much into it. But if you're looking for the complete package, and I'm talking about, like I said, not just the game, but the complete package of a project, Taco is something you should look into. It is a little more pricey. Most of the items are pricey. The cheap ones are probably the Brigade, which just so you know, if you're not into the game yet, Brigade does have a free to play option that allows you to really start getting into it and you can build up from there also. So those of you that are looking free to play options, probably the best free to play option right now on Wax. And then it all and grows into the complete project. That's why it's #2. Very, 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 very close to taking over the #1 spot. It has a number of games that are coming out in the near future. So if the #1 spot doesn't keep up with it, there's a chance that this could take it over in future top 10 lists. Speaking of #1, I think you all know what it is. Castles. Castles is still by far my favorite game on Wax. It is. It helps that I like the medieval style, which gives it a little bit of a bonus over a lot of the other games. But the fact that they continue to stay engaged with the audience, they continue to do events, they continue to push this dungeon expansion that's going to come here shortly. They also, this past week, or I guess 2 weeks ago, they announced that there is some August crafting events that are coming. It's actually starting on Thursday, August 4th, where we're going to be able to start mining or start crafting miners, which is going to be similar to the lumberjacks and the carpenters that's going to be able to produce products for you. And then at the end of the month, early September, they have a new wonder that's going to be dropping, the Blacksmith Guild. So they continue to do events over events over events, all leading up to this huge dungeon expansion that's going to be coming. That's going to be a lot of fun, and it's got me really excited. And then next year down the road, they're going to be looking at the 3D version of the game. So they continue to look at the long term. They continue to really, really push. And you can see even from a marketing aspect, they are trying to get in as much as possible to get the name out there for Castles, for Wax, and really grow and grow and grow. Plus, they're doing some awesome collaborations with some of my top games. You saw they had the sauce collaboration with Taco. Realm, they just announced the collaboration with that. There may be some other collaborations that are going to come out here in the near future. So they are teaming up with the top games on my list and something that you should check out. If you're not into castles, they also are going to be announcing a free to play option for castles. So here is another option for those that don't quite either have the income, they're new to Wax, or they're not quite sure about castles. They're going to have a free to play version that allows you to jump in there and start testing out the game and see if it's something that you like. That they're at the time of this recording, they did announce it. So we'll go ahead and hear more details about that. I'm not sure the launch date for that yet, but that is another cool aspect that they're doing. They're trying to really broaden the player base, which helps you out as NFT owners and project players. All right, this is my top 10. Quickly going back through it in reverse order from 1 to 10. Number 1 is Castles. Number 2 is Tacos. Number 3 is Realm. Number 4 is Farming Tales. Number 5 is Million on Mars. Number 6 is Waxel World. 7 is Immersis. 8 is Blockchain Brawlers. 9 is Splinterlands. And 10 is Nova Pangea. And 2 games that you should keep an eye on is going to be Music Moguls and Apex Conquest. I hope you all enjoy this. Let's go ahead and in the comments down below, let me know if I missed any. Let me know if I should take a closer look at any for potential September top 10 lists that may be able to jump on there. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and thank you so much for your time.